One question that I get asked is, Sir, I can solve the questions with a good accuracy if I have a lot of time, let's say 5-10 minutes per question. But then, how to reduce that time to 2 minutes per question? As is my habit, I generally ask a counter question that, but what are you doing about it? How are you trying to reduce that time? A very common response is, Sir, I'm trying to time myself. That I'm trying to force myself to solve the question in 2 minutes. But then my next question is, okay, so is the reason you are taking 5-10 minutes on a question simply that you are lazy? That you have to force yourself to not be lazy? And then people start wondering. The point is, this is a very common thing that I see people doing. Okay, I take more time, 5-10 minutes per question to get that right, but I have to spend just 2 minutes per question. So what is the solution? Okay, I start timing myself. Start timing myself, so what? How is that going to solve the problem? That's going to solve the problem only if the problem is your laziness. And if you're lazy that, oh, I can solve the question in 2 minutes, but I'll take 5-10 minutes just, I don't feel like. Then if you force yourself to do it within 2 minutes, then probably, yeah, you can achieve your desired result. But I think a lot of time the problem is not really laziness. The problem lies in clarity, comfort, or the process. Basically, if I divide it into two categories, the problem lies either in the skills or in the process. In terms of skill, let's say if it happens regularly that you get down to two options and then you are stuck or you end up spending time there, it's a problem of clarity. The reason you are taking more time on that question is simply that you are stuck between two options. The reason you are stuck between two options is that you are not clear which one is right. You are not able to see that clearly. Okay, so it's a problem of clarity. This is an aspect of skills. There is another aspect of skill. For example, if I ask you, okay, what is 6 into 7? Probably the answer would be instantaneous that, yeah, it's 42. Then I ask you, okay, what is 16 into 17? You will take some time. But whenever you give me the answer, you will be 100% sure, yeah, this is the answer, right? So it's not a problem of clarity. It's a problem of comfort. You're not as comfortable with 16 into 17 as you're comfortable with 6 into 7. Right? So there is a comfort aspect. And naturally, somebody who is very comfortable with 16 into 17, we will call him more skilled. So comfort is also an aspect of skill. So how do you build clarity and comfort? Clarity you build by understanding all the places you are going wrong and getting deeper into it and trying to identify, okay, how can I make things right? Right? It's a gradual process that you learn from each question that you are doing, and that's how you build clarity. Comfort is again also a question of repetition. The more you do things, the more comfortable you get with it, right? The more familiar you get with the underlying logic, with the various question types, the easier they look to you. The easier they look to you, the faster you can solve them. That's a skill level thing. Then there is a process level thing. Process is, let's say if you are used to rereading a lot, you read a sentence, oh, I don't understand. You then again reread it. If you are engaging in a lot of rereading, going back and forth between options or rereading sentences in the passage, naturally you are going to take more time. A person who reads the sentence in one go and gets it doesn't take a lot of time, right? So it makes sense to read it at a slower pace but get it right the first time. Okay, this is the basic process, that you try to get it right the first time. You read it slowly perhaps, but you read it well. Okay, so if you are rereading a lot, essentially it's a process level problem, and naturally your time per question isn't going to go down significantly. Then there is a comfort aspect with respect to process also. Even if you start trying to read things well so that you don't have to reread much, still it will take time to get used to this mindset, this process, right? So your comfort with the process will also go up. in the beginning, you may have to be very deliberate with the process. And if you are deliberate, naturally you're going to be cautious and you're going to be spending some time and energy in just making sure that you're following the process. Of course, so since you are spending time and energy in making sure that you're following the process, you're spending less time and energy on just understanding the passage. So you'll need more time to understand that passage. But over a period of time, as your comfort with the process increases, as it becomes more and more natural to you, you can spend all of your energy and time on just comprehending the passage, and then your speed will pick up. So a lot of times the speed problem essentially is a problem of either skills or the process. Unless you solve these things, your speed issue is not going to go away.